सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
हरि शरणं, 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 हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि
हरि
शरणं,
शरणं, हरि 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 शरणं, हरि।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला, कह उठा है दिया,
धन किसी का है दिया।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी, बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
व्रज प्रियम् धर्म संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा, फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ,
पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दीदी शुरू कीजिए।
जय श्री कृष्णा। Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A warm welcome to all the sadhakas present here today. Happy to see you all. So let us start this session with prayer. Prayer can help you understand your purpose of life, and it helps you to find peace and comfort in your life. So to do that, we have Usha Bhagavatula ji. She is from Mumbai. She's a homemaker. And she is with Geeta Pariwar since 2022, serving as a tech assistant. And now she's a trainer for level 1 and 2. And in fact, she joined Geeta Pariwar in April 2021. So let us welcome Usha ji. Kindly unmute Usha ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Krishna.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you. The flame of the diya represents the soul, which is eternal and shines brightly even in the dark. It symbolizes the victory of good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, a light over darkness. To do deep prajwalan, today we have Anchal Maheshwari ji. Anchal ji is from Bhopal, and since 3rd November 2020, she is with Geeta Pariwar, and she is a trainer for all the levels of Geeta Pariwar. Welcome, Anchal ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Wow, Anchal ji, you have decorated your shrine really beautifully. Thank you so much. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today to welcome our esteemed speaker. We are gathered here to delve deeper into the profound teachings of Bhagavad Gita, particularly the enlightening chapter 10th, the Vibhuti Yoga. distinct speaker today of the day is VikasJi Vaidya Bhaiya. Vikas Bhaiya owns a small IT company staying in Pune, and surprised to know Bhaiya that languages he speaks are Hindi, Marathi, English, Indonesian, Malaysian, Spanish, etc. And he recites all the 18 adhyayas every day ever since from past 5 years. So he is also a trainer in Geeta Pariwar from level 1 to 4. And he's also involved in trainer selection program also. And of course, he is also a Vivechak. So I am very privileged to be here today to welcome Vikas Bhaiya to enlighten us with his Vivechan. Welcome, Bhaiya.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल। पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमल में कोटि कोटि नमन। We'll conclude 10th अध्याय विभूति योग today. We are discussing divine glories of Lord Krishna. Many of those are included in 7th अध्याय, 9th अध्याय, and most of them in this अध्याय, 10th अध्याय. So last time we had covered up to slok number 26. Ashvathah sarvavrukshanan devarshinainch naradah gandharvanai chitrarathah siddhanam kapilo munehe. So we discussed 4 divine glories: Ashvatha Vriksha, Devarshi Narad, Chitrarath Gandharva, and Kapil Muni. To continue further, slok number 27. उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम्. Among horses, know me to be the Uchchashrava, begotten of churning of ocean. Uchchashrava horse came out of churning of ocean, Samudra Manthan. Of the lordly elephants, I am the Airavat, the Indra's elephant, and among men I am the king. So first 2 charan Paramatma says Uchchaishrama Savashvana Vidhi Mamamritodbhavam. Vidhi means to know. Arjuna, no. When the ocean was churned, when the Samudra Manthan took place, 14 jewels came out of it, of Samudra Manthan. Out of these 14 jewels, one was Uchchashrava, the horse, the divine horse. He is Indra's vehicle and the king of horses. So Lord says, Uchchashrava is my glory, is my divine glory, is my vibhuti. Then Airavatang Gajendranam. Airavat is the best of all elephants. He was also born of Samudra Manthan, one of the 14 jewels. He is also Indra's vehicle, as we all know. So Lord says, Airavat is my divine glory. Then Naranaicha Naradhipam. A king is regarded to be the best among men. He has the maximum powers, no? Because he fosters, preserves, and rules over the people, over the subjects, the common people, I mean. Moreover, he is regarded to be possessing more divine power than other human beings. This was the belief in those times. Today's kings are not up to that mark, but during that time, kings were considered to be having more divine power. So he is called as Lord's divine glory. Now, while thinking of these glories, whether you think of Uchchashrava, Airavat, or this king or anybody, the striver should focus his attention to the God, not on these individual glories. Because these glories are of Paramatma, of God, of Lord only. So, Uchchaishrama Savashvana Vidyamam Pradodbhavam Airavatanga Jendranam Naranaicha Naradhipam. 3 glories we discussed in this shloka. Next slok, 28. Ayudhanamaham Vajran Dhenu Namasmi Kamaduk Prajanashchasmi Kandarpas Sarpanamasmi Vasukihi. Of the weapons, Ayudh is weapon. Of the weapons, I am the Vajra. Vajra is thunderbolt. Of the cows, I am the celestial cow, Kamadhenu. And I am Kamadeva, Kama, the sexual desire responsible for procreation. Of serpents, I am the Vasuki. So first Paramatma says, Ayudha namham vajran. Of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Vajra. This Vajra was made from the bones of sage Dadichi, who gave up his yogic body for this purpose of making this Vajra for killing Asuras. So this is the best one. This Ayudha, this weapon is the best one. It involved the willing sacrifice of a sage of the repute of Dadichi. So this is the best. The Lord says, this thunderbolt is my glory. Then Dhenu Namasmi Kamaduk. The celestial cow Kamadhenu came out of ocean churning, Samudra Manthan. Out of those 14 pillars, Kamadhenu was one of. This cow has the power to supply all the requirements of gods and men. Kamadhenu. So Paramatma says, this Kamadhenu is my divine glory. What is the hidden meaning of all this? We'll discuss this. Now further Paramatma says, Prajanaschasmi Kandarpa. Kandarpa is Kipit, Kamadeva, the god of sexual urge in the beings. Progeny is possible with this urge of sex desire. This progenitive instinct is to be revered if it is utilized for progeny by renouncing the sensual pleasures. This urge should not be used for sense gratification. It is to be used for progeny, for procreation of next life. This urge, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. In 17th Adhyaya also Lord has declared that I am the sexual desire, not in conflict with the virtue or scriptural injunction. Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. I am that kamavasana which is not dharma viruddha, which is not against the principles of religion. So this kamavasana, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. With this mention, Paramatma has put that kamavasana on a very high pedestal, saying that this is my glory. We look at kamavasana with a very degradation view. Oh, something bad, not to discuss, worth discussing. But when it is used for right purpose, Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. Sarpana must be Vasuki. Vasuki is the lord of all serpents and a devotee of Lord. The story says of Samudra Manthan, ocean churning story says that Vasuki was used as a rope for rotating the mountain Meru during ocean churning. So the Lord says, this Vasuki is my divine glory. In fact, all these four terms, Thunderbolt, Kamdhenu, and Kandarpa and Vasuki, are the allegories. A yogi who is advanced spiritually, he sees all these objects in his samadhi. When he is in samadhi state, he sees all these things. In what way? This means that all the enemies of Brahmadhyani are destroyed by Brahmadhyan acting as a thunderbolt. So Brahmadhyan attained by Brahmadhyani is a thunderbolt. It destroys all the enemies. Because his enemies are desire and lust. His jnana works as Kamadhenu for that yogi because he needs only few things. And that requirement is fulfilled by this Kamadhenu of Dhyan, which he gets on mere wishing. Similarly, he has no lust and sex desire either. So when we say this Kamadhenu or the Vibhutis of Paramatma, Ayud, Dhenu, Kamadhenu, Prajashashti, Kandarpa, Sarpana. So these are the latent, inherent meaning, hidden meanings of this. To continue further, Slok 29, Paramatma says, further count of Vibhutis, Anantaschasmi Naganao, Varuno Yadasamaham, Pitrunam Aryamachasmi, Yamasai Yamadamaham. Of the Nagas, Nagaloka is below the water, the water snakes. Of the water snakes, of the Nagas, I am Ananta, the serpent god Ananta. Of aquatic creatures and water gods, I am Varun Dev, Varun. Among the Pitas, that means the ancestors, I am Aryama. And I am, and among regulators of life, I am Yama, administrator, the god of death. So first is the Nagas. Ananta Chasmi Naga now. The Nagas are the snakes living in water, below water. Ananta is the lord of snakes with 1,000 hoods. He is supposed to have 1,000 hoods. It offers comfort to Lord by acting as his bed. We have seen Lord Vishnu's photo lying on that bed of Ananta. It joined for Lord's sport several times. This Naga, when he was incarnated, when Lord Vishnu took different rupas, this also joined Lord Vishnu. So Lord speaks of it as his divine glory. So Ananta Shasmi Naga now. Then Varno Yadasamaham. Varuna is the lord of aquatic creatures, water-born creatures, and the water gods, and as a devotee of Lord. So Paramatma says, Varun Deva is my divine glory. Then Pitruna Mariyama Chasmi. Pitars are the dead ancestors who abide in Pitruloka for the duration based on the karmic law. Depending upon the karmas done by that duration is decided based on their karmas. So they live in Pitruloka. Aryama is the presiding deity of Pitruloka. Overall 7 manis, Pitars are there, Kavya Vaha, Anala, Soma, etc. So Paramatma says, Aryama, who is the head of all Pitras of Pitruloka, is my divine glory. So everything that is excellent, superb, head, that is Paramatma's glory. Further, Paramatma says, Yamas Saimatamaham. Yamas Saimataham. So Yama is the lord of death. Yamaraj ka naam lete, everybody gets scared. Oh my God, Yamadeva, the god of death. He enables the beings by enabling them to reap the fruits of their virtuous and evil acts. Papa and Punya, that balance is maintained, and accordingly, he gives the punishment or reward. He is very just and righteous. He is the devotee of Lord and the Lord of his region. Therefore, Lord says, Yama is my divine glory. In fact, these divine glories are spiritual allegories, as we discussed. That is, Ananta is the Kundalini in our body. Yama is the purity to be observed in Ashtanga Yoga Sadhana when we do meditation through yoga. And the uniqueness of these glories is not personal. It has emanated from the Lord. Therefore, the striver, the devotee, should think of Lord when he thinks of Lord's divine glories. So every glory, we have to remember Lord. Further, Slok 30. Prahladashchasmi daityanam kalah kalayatamaham mrganaim cha mrgendroham vainate yascha pakshinam. Among demons, I am Prahlad. Oh my God, Prahlad was a demon? Yes, he was son of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was a demon, the son of demon was a demon, isn't it? So among demons, I am the Prahlad. Among reckoners of existence, I am the time. Among wild animals, I am the lion, the king of wild animals. And among birds, I am Garuda, the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. So Prahlada's Chasmi Daityanam. Daitya were those who were born of Diti and Daitya. Diti and Daitya. Their sons are Daityas. As opposed to Devas who were born of Aditi. Aditi's sons are Devas and Diti and Daitya's sons are Daityas. Among demons, Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu's son, was dedicated devotee of Lord Vishnu. Most people, due to spiritual ignorance, they behave like Hiranyakashipu when they are in power or when they are in position. But when the Prahlad in them wakes up, then they become Lord's devotee. So Paramatma says that Prahlad who wakes up in you all, he may be Daitya, son of Hiranyakashipu, but he is my divine glory. He is my divine glory. Then Kala Kalayatamaham. Time is the reckoner of appearance stay, and disappearance of things and all beings in the universe. Therefore, Paramatma says, time is my divine glory because it is the reckoner of appearance, stay, and disappearance. But remember, Paramatma says he is Kal, but he is Mahakal also. Kalosmi Lokakshay Krutrodo. In 11th Adhyaya, Paramatma says, Mahakal is the destroyer of all. So Paramatma is Kala, time, when it comes to appearance, stay, and disappearance. And he is Mahakal when the question of destroying the universe comes. Mruganaincha Mrugendroham. The lion is the king of all wild animals. He is more powerful and courageous than other wild beasts, such as tiger, or panther, or leopard, or bear, or anything. In Samadhi Yoga, the yogi hears Simhanad, sound of Simhanad. When the yogi is in deep meditation, he hears this Simhanad. Simha is lion. So Simha is declared as divine glory of Lord. Then Vainati Yashcha Pakshinam. Vainati is Garuda. Garuda, the son of Vinata, is the lord of all birds, symbol of speed and accuracy. Garuda. He is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. He is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu also. And it is said that when Garuda flies, his wings cause the sound like the hymns of Samaveda. You hear Samaveda when it spreads its wings and flies with his wings. So Garuda is called the divine glory of Lord. The distinction in all these glories is of Lord, not of those individual glories. So a striver, while thinking of these glories, should think of Lord only. Okay. Continue, count out further devotees. We have to cover many more devotees. Pavanah pavadamasmi Ramah shastrabhrutamaham Yashanam makarashchasmi Srotasamasmi janhvi. Among purifiers, I am the wind. Among warriors, I am Ram. Among water lives, I am the alligator. And among rivers, I am Ganga. Pavanah pavatamasmi. We know wind is capable of purifying all things. It makes bodies healthy. So Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. And without wind, can we live? Pranayam also needs air, wind, isn't it? So wind, Paramatma says, because of which all human beings or all lives is existing, that wind, that air, that is Vayu is my vibhuti, my divine glory. Pavanah pavatamasmi. Rama Shastrabdama. So Ram is, Shri Ram is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, avatar of Lord Vishnu. Yet some people say, as far as the wielders of weapon, holding the weapons is concerned, Shri Ram is the best of them all. But some other people, because Gita is such wonderful Shastra, that different people draw different meaning of it. Some people say, the Ram mentioned here is not Shri Ram. Shri Ram is Purushottama. He is not only holding the weapon. The Ram mentioned here is Parshuram, not Shri Ram. Because Shri Ram is Purushottam. So Ram is Purushottam with the X in his hand, the wielding weapon. Now whatever we feel appropriate, we can consider that. But both the Rams, whether it is Parshuram or Shri Ram, are Paramatma's vibhutis, divine glories. So the Lord mentions Rama as one of his divine glories. Then Jashanam Makarashchasmi. Among lives in the water, the alligator is most powerful. Therefore, Lord declares alligator as his divine glory. Jashanam Makarashchasmi. And Srota Samasmi Janhavi. Among rivers, streams, canals, waterfalls, Ganga is the most sacred, most pious. Its water is holy, holy water, holy Ganga we say. Believers, by beholding or touching it or drinking its water or bathing, they attain salvation. This is the belief we have. If a dead man's bones are dropped in Ganga, she leads him to salvation. This is the belief. So Ganga, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. In the 17th sloka, Arjuna had asked, Keshu Keshu Bhaveshu Chintyasi Bhagavan Maya. How should I worship upon you? How should I meditate on you? What bhava should I bring in my mind? How may I know you? And in what aspects are you to be thought by me? The answer is that you should think of the Lord in all his divine glories. The result of that thinking will be that he will come to know that Lord is the root, Lord is the origin, and of all divine glories as well. Thus we will come to know the reality about the Lord. So Keshu Keshu Bhaveshu, think of all glories, what we are discussing, but remember the Lord. When a man beholds any distinction, singularity, or beauty in the universe, he gets entangled into it. You see something wonderful and you get attracted towards it. But if he regards it as, he should regard it as Lord's glory, then he will think of Lord only. Thus he will come to the reality about the Lord. And by knowing the reality of the Lord's glory, one is endowed with unwavering devotion. Paramatma has already said this. Etavam vidhi yogancha mamayo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. I give him that yoga, samatva yoga, those who know me. Now this is the way we are knowing Paramatma. When all glories we are discussing, we are remembering Paramatma, and this is the way of knowing Paramatma. Paramatma is the cause and effect both. He has created the glories and he is the glories. He has created the cosmos and he is the cosmos. He is the sonar and he is the ornament, both. He is the cause and he is the effect, both. So this way we are remembering Paramatma all the time. And for such people, Paramatma has guaranteed, Atam vibhuti yogancha mamo yo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. If all moments in life we think like this only about Paramatma, Paramatma will give us that buddhi yoga with which we can attain him. Next, Slok 32, Paramatma says, Sarganamadirantashcha madhyai chaivaham Arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vada pravadatamaham. Arjuna, I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. Of sciences, I am the science of self, soul, adhyatma. And in debates, I am the logic. So Sargana Madhir Antascha, Adi Anta Madhya, everything is Paramatma. The Lord himself is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. It means that he is in all. So while beholding the universe or beings, we should think of Lord only. Because he is the beginning, he is the middle, and he is the end. Is there any fourth stage possible? No. So that means everything is Lord. Adhyatma Vidya Vidya. This is important. The science which leads man to salvation, Adhyatma. Our soul is a fragment of Paramatma. Mama Imamshu Jiva Loke. Sargana, we have seen this sloka many times. Adhyatma says, to unite this fragment of Paramatma, which is in us, in the form of our Atma, to the Paramatma of which it is a fragment, that journey is called Adhyatma. Reuniting Atma with Paramatma is Adhyatma. Now, what way you follow that is up to you. Whether you follow Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, any yoga. But that is Adhyatma. So Paramatma says, science which leads man to salvation, liberation, moksha mukti is Adhyatma Vidya, and of all other sciences are imperfect that way, except Adhyatma Vidya. Something remains to be known in those sciences. After knowledge gained from this, something remains. Nothing is complete. Nothing is complete in other vidyas, other knowledges. But Adhyatma science is perfect. After knowing it, nothing else remains to be known. So Paramatma says, this Adhyatma Vidya is my divine glory. After we attain Paramatma, what remains to be attained? Nothing. And if Adhyatma Vidya is enabling us to attain Paramatma, then which Vidya can be better than that? Isn't it? So Adhyatma Vidya is the best of all Vidyas. And Paramatma says, this Adhyatma Vidya is my divine glory. Then further Paramatma has said, Vada Pravadamaham. Vada is the debate. Now this Vada, debate, is of three types. One is sometimes supporting one's point and opposing others' point in order to gain victory over the opponent. This we see in TV debates. Second is only to oppose others. Logic or no logic, I don't know. My job is to oppose. Like we see political parties in India, including Congress and other opposition parties in India, their job is to oppose it. They don't go into the logic. Their job is to oppose. And they very bravely say that we are opposition party, our job is to oppose. So we'll keep opposing. Whatever you do, we'll keep opposing. So only to oppose others is other character. And third is brushing aside all prejudices, debating by reason faithfully to know the reality. That is also a type of debate. This rarely happens, but that is the best of debate. The third one, the reason, the logic, which is superior of all the debates, Paramatma says that logical debate is my divine glory. See, Lord calls Adhyatma Vidya, that is the science of self, as his divine glory. This is one of the most important aspects which we should discuss in detail. Because it is the simplest, easiest, and is directly realizable by all, Adhyatma. Integral calculus, differential calculus, this Vidya, all of us may not understand. But Adhyatma Vidya, everybody can absorb. It is easy, simple, and directly realizable by all. In practicing it, in understanding it, and in attaining it, there is no difficulty. An illiterate man also can absorb it. You don't have to be a PhD to know this Vidya. So practice, understanding, and attainment are not applicable to it at all. The reason is that it is ever attained and in all states, whether we are wakeful sleep or sound sleep. It always remains the same in all the three states. The science of self is much evident, as evident even this world is not. That is Adhyatma Vidya, which is as evident. This world also is not as evident as that Adhyatma Vidya. It means we can realize the science of self very, very clearly. No confusion. We cannot realize the existence of world so easily as we can realize the existence of Adhyatma. We should understand this fact this way. If we think of our childhood and see our present state, we find that now the body is not the same. Yes, of course, it is not the same. The habits are not the same. Yes, not the same. The place is not same. The place where you took birth and this place where we are living now, they may not be the same. The language, not the same. The behavior, not the same. Time, not the same. Companions, not the same. Actions, not the same. Ideas, not the same. So what is same then? All these things have changed, but our entity, that is our self, has not changed. So we say that, what a change in me. I am the same what I was 4 years when I was 4 years old. I am not changed. I am the same as I was in my childhood. It means whatever has changed is of different nature, and whatever has not changed is of different nature. Body is different and self is different. What has not changed is the self, soul, and whatever has changed is the body. This science knowledge is self-realization, Atma-Jnana. That I am not changing. I will never change. My Atma will never change. We discussed Atma in the last session also. There is no parallel word for Atma in any other language. It is a changeless self, which never undergoes any change. It is as pure as it was when it was born, when we took this body. Okay, to continue further. Aksharanamakarosmi dvandva samasikasya cha ahamevakshayah kalo dhataham vishvato mukhaha. Of the letters that means alphabets, I am A. Of the word compounds, I am the dual, dvandva, cooperative. I am verily endless time. I am the sustainer of all, having my faces on all sides. So, Aksharana Makarosmi, Dvandva Samasikasya. Samas means that word compound. Hameva Kshaya Kalo. Dhataham Vishwato Mukha. A or A, if you say, is the first letter of alphabets. It occupies an important place in both vowels and consonants. The consonants cannot be pronounced with without this letter A. You try pronouncing any. Mo, what it means is O, Ko, Po, Dha, Ra. What remains in the end is O. So nothing can be pronounced without this O. So Paramatma says, this O is my divine glory. Then, Dvandva Samasikasya. Samas. Out of 4 word compounds, while both the words in compounding themselves retain equal importance, that is called Dvandva Samas. There are other Samas which we will discuss in brief. They are called dual or Dvandva Samas. In it, because each word maintains its individuality. 2 words come together, each word is of equal importance. In other Samas, in other word compound, first word may be important, second less important. Second may be important, first may not be important. Or 2 words come together and some different third meaning comes out of it. So Samas, the word compounds are of 3-4 types. One of which is the Dvandva, wherein the first word and second word carry the same importance. Other word compounds are Avyayi Bhav. Avyayi Bhav, in that first word is important. Second word is not that important. First word is important. Ajanma, Vejan, Yathamati, Pratidin. These are the examples of Avyayi Bhav. Then second is word compound is Tatpurush, wherein second word is important and first is not. For example, Hasta Likhit. Likhit is important. Hasta or whatever is not important, Likhit is important. Ghodeswar, one who is on the horse. He is riding. So what is he riding? Whether he is riding donkey or horse is not important. He is a Ghodeswar. Rajkumar, he is a Kumar. Naradham. So these are the examples of Tatpurush Samas. Third Samas is Bahuvrihi. This is interesting. The 2 words come together and the meaning that comes out of that combination of 2 words, addition of 2 words, is entirely different. It doesn't match with the meaning of either of the words. For example, 3. 3 is 3. Netra is eyes. 3 Netra. 3 Netra is Lord Shankara. Now 3 Netra doesn't say Lord Shankara, but 3 Netra, it signifies Lord Shankara. So this is Bahuvrihi word compound. Gajanana. Gaja is elephant. Anana is mouth. Gajanana is Ganpati. Murli Dhara. Murli is flute. Dhara is to hold. The one who is holding Murli is Lord Krishna. Giri Dhara. One who is holding that Giri, Parvat, is Lord Krishna. So the examples of Brahuvihi. So these 3 compounds are, these word compounds are there. But Paramatma says, I am not any of these 3. I am Dvandva. Why Dvandva? Because Geeta believes Samatmaya Yoga Uchyate. One is important, other is not important. God doesn't like that. He says both should be of equal importance. So Dvandva words, both words have equal significance. Ram, Sita, which is more important? Both. Ram is also important, Sita is also important. Desh, Videsh, both are important. Dal, Roti. Dal is important, Roti is also important. Din, Rat, both are important. So these are the examples of Dvandva Samas, Dvandva word compound. Mahatma says that Dvandva Samas word compound is me, because Gita teaches equanimity. So Dvandva is the divine glory of God. Paramatma says, Ahamaiva Kshaya Kalo. Time in itself is the beginningless and endless, and is called the Lord's divine glory. See, in final dissolution, when even the sun merges in the Lord, time is counted or measured through the eternal and endless Lord. Normally we count time based on the movement of sun. But when at the end of final dissolution, sun also gets merged into the Lord, the time is counted based on eternal and endless Lord, Paramatma. We know that in the final dissolution, even Brahmadeva merges in the Lord. When we'll discuss 8th Adhyay, we'll know this in more details. So what remains is only endless, eternal Paramatma. So Paramatma says, that time is me. That time is my divine glory. And the time passes every moment. But here the Lord, who is endless time, remains the same without any modification. He does not change with time. There is no change in him. The same endless time is the Lord's divine glory. In 11th Adhyay, Lord has said, He is the mighty world destroying Kal. He is Mahakal also, He is Kal also. Kalos miloka kshakrut pravuddho. Lokan samardhamya pravruttah. I come here to kill all people. So He is Kal and He is Mahakal, both. Further, Paramatma says, Dhataham Vishwato Mukhaha. This also is there in the Vishwarupa Paramatma, having Anek Vaktaranam, Anekadbhuta Darshanam, having faces on all sides. So having faces on all sides, the Lord sees all creatures of this cosmos. So no one should be under the wrong impression that I am doing something in the dark and nobody will know it. God sees everything. God is seeing everything. So He sustains them all. He is Dhata. He is seeing all. He is taking care of all. He is seeing from that point of view that I want to take care of all my creatures. I have created them. So it is my responsibility to take care of them. So He is Dhata. And He does it very generously. Thus He has described Himself in the form of His divine glory. Dhataham Vishwato Mukha. Then further Paramatma says in slok number 34, Mrityasarvaharashcham udbhavascha bhavishyatam kirti shrirvakcha narinam smritir meda dhrati kshama. I am the destroyer, death, Mrityu. I am the origin of future beings. Of the females, I am Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. All goddess. Presiding over the, see, these are the names of women, ladies, but they have perfect meaning of the attributes which the women hold. What attributes? Fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and forgiveness. Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. So first, Paramatma says, Mrityu sarvaharashchaham. This is important. Mrityu. Death is such an uncommon power, and after that death, everything gets destroyed and nothing remains. Nothing remains in the memory also. Body, not only body, but even the memory meets the death. Memory gets wiped out totally. Actually, it is not the death's power, but it is the Lord's power. But imagine, had the death not possessed this power of forgetfulness, a man would have been very much worried about the relatives of his previous births, his attachments and affinity with those persons from his previous births. All that may continue in this life as well. So imagine if you are remembering your past 10 lives and you are remembering 10 sets of parents and 10 sets of your brothers and sisters and 10 sets of friends and 10 sets of your neighbors, your office colleagues, everything. One will go mad. So it is a boon for us that on death, even the memory gets destroyed totally. Paramatma says that Mrityu, which makes you forget everything, is me, is my divine glory. Then further Paramatma says, as the Lord is the sustainer of all beings. So He is the source of future beings. Mrityu udbhavascha. Udbhavascha is to get produced. That means the future birth. So Lord is the sustainer of all beings and is the source of future beings. It means And it is he who creates the universe, sustains it, and destroys it. He is the creator, the maintainer, and destroyer. Mrityu sarvarshaham udbhavashcha bhavishyatam. Kirti shrirvakcha narinam smritirmeda dhutikshama. Those 7 female are considered the best of all women in the world. Out of them, Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. These 5 are the daughters of Prajapati Daksha. Prajapati Daksha is created by Brahmadeva from his mind. So these Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama are the daughters of Prajapati Daksha. Shri is the daughter of Bhrushi, sage Bhru, and Vak is Brahma's daughter. So these are 7. Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, Kshama, Shri, and Vak. So fame, prosperity, speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, Dhruti means steadfastness, and forgiveness, Kshama, are all the 7 most well-known qualities of the female. A person achieves fame because of his virtues. Prosperities can be wealth, property, or any. In those days, even cattle was a property. Cows, horses, camels, elephants was also a property. So this was considered as a prosperity. The speech, it enables a man to become a learned person. Remembrance, something is memory. With memory, without memory, the man becomes helpless if memory is lost, isn't it? Intelligence enables a man to fix something in the mind. It gives the power to the mind, intelligence. Steadfastness, Dhruti, means not to deviate from one's principles and beliefs. Once I have taken this stand, I will stick to it. I will not keep on changing it here and there. And forgiveness, Kshama, is the quality of forgiving an offender. By forgetting the wrong done by him, in spite of you having the capacity and the opportunity to punish him, to pay him in the same coin, you don't do that. You don't avenge that wrong done by him. That is Kshama. The first 3 qualities means Kirti, Shri, and Vak. These are all outside. They are revealed outwardly. Kirti is outside. Shri, property, everything is outside. Vak, you are speaking to the outside world. While the remaining 4, Smriti, memory, Medha, your intellect, Dhruti, your steadfastness, and your Kshama, forgiveness, are revealed from inside of the beings. These are our internal qualities. While Kirti, Shri, Vak are outward. The Lord has named all these 7 as his divine glories. So if these qualities are seen in anyone, if someone rich you see, he has a lot of Shri, or some great orator speaker you see as Vak, or someone very famous Kirti you see, or someone with a very strong memory Smriti you see, or someone with a very strong intellect you see Medha, or someone who sticks to his principles every time, irrespective of all the attractions, Dhruti you see, or when you see someone pardoning, forgiving somebody else's aparadh, wrongdoing, you remember Paramatma. These are divine glories of Paramatma. So if these qualities are seen in anyone, the striver should think and remember the Lord. If a striver finds any of these qualities in himself, that his intellect is very strong, any of these 7 qualities, he should think these as Lord's and not his own. Because if these divine attributes which emanate from Lord, so these are Lord's, not mine. If a person considers this as his own, then he feels proud of himself. मैं बहुत होशियार हूँ, हो गया ना गड़बड़. The pride is a demonic attribute. We have learned this in 16th Adhyay, Devasur Sampad Vivag Yoga. And this pride leads to the downfall. So never be proud about attributes that you are holding. They are Paramatma's divine glories, not your own. Okay, continue further. Slok 35, Paramatma says, बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां गायत्री छन्दसामहं मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः. Of the Samaveda hymns, I am the Bruhatsam. Of the Vedic meters, I am the Gayatri. Of the 12 months of the Hindu calendar, I am Margashirsh Mahina, Margashirsh month, which is going on now, Margashirsh month. And of the seasons, I am the flowery spring, Vasanta Rutu. So, Bruhat Samatha Samna. Bruhat Samatha Samna, Gayatri Chandasamaham. Bruhat Sam is the Psalm, pronounced as religious song in Samaveda, and it is devoted to praise of God under the name of Indra. Indra is praising the God. So Lord speaks of Bruhat Sam as his divine glory. Lord also likes the praise, no? So he says, Bruhat Sam is my divine glory. Then further Paramahansa says, Gayatri Chanda Samaham. Gayatri is a Chanda, most important of all meters, Chanda, contained in Vedas. The Gayatri is said to be the mother of all Vedas, because Vedas have emanated from Gayatri. First came the Om, then Gayatri, then Vedas, and then other literature. It consists of triumph of God, this Gayatri, his form, his prayers, and meditation on him. Therefore, its chanting leads striver to God realization. So God says, Gayatri is my divine glory. Then third, Masana Margashirshoham. The crop which supplies the food grains to the people is harvested in the month of Margashir. Religious sacrifice, that means yajna, is also performed with the newly harvested crop in this month of Margashir. In the days of Mahabharata, the new year used to commence with this month of Margashir. After that, the calendar was changed, and the Lord declares, Margashir is my divine glory. So whatever sattvic karma you do in the month of Margashir, be it Gita Parayan, be it Vishnu Sahasranam Parayan, it gives you double the benefits of normal time when you chant this. So Margashir Mahina has its own divine glory. Paramatma says that Margashir Mahina is my divine glory. Then Rutunam Kusumakaraha. Rutu, the seasons. In the spring season, Vasanta Rutu, the plant kingdom gets reanimated with the fresh leaves and flowers. Even without rain. There is no rain, isn't it? The weather is neither too hot, nor too cold, nor wet. No rains. So the Lord calls Vasanta Rutu as his divine glory. Rutunam Kusumakaraha. So whatever excellence is observed in these divine glories is Lord's. When the Vasanta Rutu starts, we should remember Lord, not fall in love with the flowers and leaves of the tree, but remember the Lord. When we see the new crop in the month of Margashir, remember Margashir Mahina is Paramatma's divine glory. So this is the objective of Vibhuti Yoga. Whatever we see around us, we should remember God. Vasudevam Sarvaiti. Further, Paramatma says, Dyutai Chaledamasmi, Tejas Tejasvinamaham, Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi, Sattvam Sattvavatamaham. I am the dicing of those who cheat. Oh my God. Dyutai Chaledamasmi. I am the glory of the glorious. Okay, this is understood. I am the victory of the victorious. Okay, understood. The resolution of the resolutes. The goodness of the good. Okay, these four things are understood. But Dyutai Chalaita must be the game of chance. That means Dyut, gambling, is played for either money or property or kingdom. Lord says, this gambling is my divine glory. The question may come that if gambling is Lord's divine glory, it means there is no harm in gambling then. Then it should be justified. Paramatma's glory. So I am doing Paramatma's glory. But then, why it is forbidden? gambling is bad? Why the scriptures forbid? The explanation is like this. In this context, there is a description of Lord's divine glories. What we are discussing is not do's and don'ts. We are discussing Lord's divine glories, not of sanctions and prohibitions. Arjuna put the question, in what various aspects are you to be thought of by me? So the Lord is answering his question by telling him that he should think of Lord only whatever he beholds in the form of divine glories. Because all this universe is pervaded by Paramatma. We know it from 9th Adhyaya also. Maya tatapidam sarvai jagadavyakta murtana. 9th Adhyaya. The result of gambling is a means of imparting the karma phala of previous karmas to the gambler. So we should take gambling from that point of view. And then if the Lord is only that which is goody, which is sattvic only, that means there is someone else other than Lord who owns the rajasic and tamasic entities. If Paramatma is only sattvic, so that means there must be somebody else who is holding the rajasic and tamasic attributes. But there is nobody other than Lord. We know it very clearly by now. And as we see in the Vishwarupa of Lord, we see Paramatma's rajasic and tamasic rupa both. He shows his most violent and scary form in Vishwarupa. When we discuss that, we will go through all the shlokas of Vishwarupa. Chewing all the warriors in his mouth, some are getting stuck in his teeth. Blood is coming from his mouth. Is it all sattvic? This is all tamasic. No? That is also Paramatma. So Paramatma is all. It indicates everything that is attractive, scary, violent, peaceful. Everything is emanating from him only. The Lord is all. Then further, Tejas Tejasvi Namaham. Tej is the glory, the splendor of the great souls. That is Tej. You see Pujya Swamiji, the Tej on his face. That is Paramatma's glory. So when you see Swamiji, you should remember Paramatma. That Tej on his face is Paramatma's glory. So in front of great men who possess this glory, even sinners hesitate to commit the sin. That is the Tej in their face. If you happen to go to Sringeri for giving exam of Geeta, you see Shankaracharya in Sringeri. His face is glowing with that splendor, that glory. Paramatma says, Tejas Tejas Vinamaham. That Tej on the face of those people is my divine glory. Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi. Jayosmi. Everyone likes the victory. So Paramatma says, victory is my glory. Okay, boss. Victory is my glory, Paramatma says. See, the striver should not enjoy the pleasure of his victory by regarding it as manifestation of his own power, but he should regard it as the manifestation of Lord. If you become victorious in something, don't consider that it is your victory. It is a Paramatma's victory, Paramatma's attribute, Paramatma's divine glory, not your glory. Vyavasayasmi. We have learned in second Adhyaya. Vyavasayatmika buddhi and avyavasayatmika buddhi. The resolution or determination is the Lord's divine glory. A lot of importance has been attached to it in Gita. In second Adhyaya we have studied Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushakha yanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. So the determination is one-pointed. Which determination? Attaining Paramatma is the only objective of my life. Full stop. So this is only one-pointed, single-focused. Avyavasayatmika buddhi, it is attached to the material world. So there is no end of the desires. So it is avyavasayatmika buddhi. Further, Paramatma has said in second Adhyaya only, Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya vartate sam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidhiyate. Those who have avyavasayatmika buddhi, that means there are a lot of kamanas, desires, anxieties in their mind. They are always getting attracted to the material world. Those who are deeply attached to the pleasures and worldly prosperity, they do not have the determinate intellect. Their buddhi cannot be vyavasayatmika. They cannot have this firm conviction in their mind that attaining Paramatma is the sole objective of my life. This they will not have. But a striver should not regard this resolution, determination as his virtue. Even if he has this virtue in him, he should not consider it as his virtue, but consider this as Lord's divine glory, which could cultivate in him because of only Lord's grace on him, that he is thinking like this. So this is Lord's grace on him. Then further Paramatma says, Sattvam Sattvatamaham. Sattvam, the goodness of good persons is Lord's glory. Paramatma says. The quality of Sattva, that means goodness, which prevails, suppressing the Rajasi, mode of passion, and Tamasi, the mode of ignorance, should not be regarded as striver, as his own, but Lord's glory. If most of the time of your day, if you are having sattvic mode, you are doing all sattvic karma, you should thank God for that. That Paramatma is not putting Rajasi and Tamasi thoughts in your mind, in your intellect. So that is Lord's divine glory, sattvic. If you are sattvic, it is not your glory. So Sattvam Sattvatamaham. Now, you should set the goal of spiritual life in for your spiritual life and how to become victorious in yoga. How to have Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, how to become victorious, how to become Jayosmi, how to become all that. A small story about it. After setting a goal, what is the most important thing to achieve it? You set the goal. Okay, everybody sets the goal in life. What is important to be done after setting the goal? Once a master was teaching to his disciples and he said, dear ones, become thorough seekers, devotees. Do not remain half-baked. Do not remain raw seekers. Become thorough seekers, not half-baked or raw seekers. Hearing about thorough and raw, the new disciple, new Shishya, got curious and a question arose in his mind. He could not help but ask, Guruji, how to become thorough seeker? Guruji smiled and said, son, there used to be a confectioner in the village. Every day the confectioner used to make many types of sweets, each one more delicious than the other. He was quite popular in the nearby villages also, and people would often come to enjoy his sweets and his delicacies. One day, a husband and wife came to his confectionery shop. They also had a little boy with them, who was very playful. His father asked the confectioner to make the pudding for that boy. Then both of them started waiting, but the child would go again and again and ask that confectioner, is the pudding ready? Is the pudding ready? Is the pudding ready? Again and again. The confectioner would say, it is still raw. It will take some more time. Please wait. He would wait for a while and again come and again ask the confectioner, oh, it has started smelling good. Is the pudding ready now? Is it ready? The confectioner would say, no, it is still raw. It will take some more time. Once, twice, thrice, again and again the child would come and ask the same thing. And the confectioner got a little irritated because of this behavior of that boy. He picked up a plate and he put up the raw pudding in that plate. And he said, here it is, have it. The child ate it and he said, this pudding is not good. The confectioner instantly replied, if you want to eat good pudding, then go and sit there quietly and wait. This time the child went and sat down there quietly because he had tasted the raw pudding. When the pudding was ready, the confectioner decorated it in a plate and served it on their table. This time when the child ate that pudding, he found it very, very tasty, very delicacy, great delicacy in that pudding. He asked the confectioner, uncle, when I ate it a little while back, it tasted really bad. How did it become so delicious now? And the confectioner explained to him lovingly, child, when you were insisting that time, this pudding was still uncooked. It was still raw, and now it is properly cooked. It is not good to eat raw pudding, but still if it is eaten, then the stomach may get upset. But after cooking, it becomes tasty and also nutritious. Now the Guruji asked the disciple, son, did you understand the difference between the raw and the thorough seeker now? The disciple said with folded hands, Guruji, I understood about the pudding being raw and cooked. But how does it apply to the seeker, to the devotees? Guruji said, son, the seeker is also like a confectioner. Just as the confectioner cooks the pudding slowly on the fire's heat, similarly, the seeker has to cook himself with constant meditation and practice. Even after adding the necessary ingredients, as long as the pudding is raw, it does not taste good. In the same way, no matter how much knowledge a seeker gathers or how much rituals he performs, unless he goes through the heat of intense meditation, he remains uncooked, raw. Just as the pudding has to be constantly taken care of in order to cook it properly, similarly, the seeker has to be watchful, to be aware of his own mind. When the color of the pudding changes during cooking, it starts giving the sweet aroma. It gives pleasure on eating. Then it is said to be cooked properly. In the same way, when the practice, the seeker and the end goal become one, when the seeker starts emanating the fragrance of love, then it can be implied that the seeker has become thorough, well cooked, like that pudding. Until the practice of seeker becomes thorough, he is in the constant need of caution and vigilance. Otherwise, the illusions of the world are very tempting. Yes, very tempting. And can mislead the seeker from his path at any time. So this is the difference between the raw seeker and a thorough seeker. The wise are satisfied by considering their goal is as everything, but without practice, this too cannot be achieved. So however wise one may be, unless he enters into meditation, that wiseness will be incomplete, raw. All virtues and achievements such as glory, victory, resolution, and goodness really belong to the Lord. So a striver, instead of considering this of his own, should consider them as Lord's. So you should always think of Lord only. Okay, let us continue further. Slok 37. Vrishninam vasudevosmi pandavānam dhananjayah muninam apyaham vyasa kavinam ushana kavihi. Among members of Vrishi clan, that means Yadavas, I am Shri Krishna. Among Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya. Among sages, I am Vedavyas. And among philosophers, knowing seers, I am the sage Shukracharya. So first is Krishnam Vasudevosmi. This is very clear. Here the reference is to not to Lord Krishna as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but as the best member of that Vrishi clan. The best member of that Vrishi clan, Yadavas, best of Yadavas. All the divine glories in this Adhyay have been described from the worldly point of view. In fact, they are all the manifestations of Lord only. So Vasudevosmi, Krishnam Vasudevosmi. Then Pandavanam Dhananjaya. This is important. Whatever distinctive attributes Arjuna, the Lord's very dear friend, possesses, he is Lord's. So the Lord declares Arjuna to be his very self. Arjuna is my alter ego, my divine glory. So why now we know the secret of Shri Krishna's immense love for Arjuna and why he chose Arjuna to be the hero of his Dharma Samsthapanartha Karya. And why he chose Arjuna to tell Geeta. Actually, Yudhishthira of all the Pandavas was the Dharmaraj. So he should have been chosen to tell Geeta by Krishna. But Krishna chose Arjuna because he says, Pandavana Dhananjaya. Of Pandavas, I am the Dhananjaya. So you are me. Arjuna, you and me are same. You are me. So that's why he chose Arjuna to be the beneficiary of receiving Gita Dhyan. And we should thank Arjuna that if we got this Gyan because of Arjuna. So Paramatma says, Pandavanandananja. Then Muni Namapyam Vyasa. It was Maharishi Vedavyas who compiled Vedas and divided them into 4 parts. The Mahabharata, the 18 Puranas, and other scriptures were also written by Maharishi Vedavyas. He is the origin of all transcendental spiritual literature, and all remaining Adhyatmic Jnana is called his Uchishta, his leftover. So there is no Adhyatmic Jnana in the world which has not been referred to by Maharishi Vedavyas in any of his literature. So today's Adhyatmic Jnana is the Uchishta of Maharishi Vedavyas Jnana. It means whatever Adhyatmic literature you read, it contains some portion which has already been included in Maharishi Vedavyas' divine work. Being the most important of all sages, he has been declared by Lord as his divine glory. So a striver should think of Lord, because all this distinction in Maharishi Vedavyas are Lord's distinction. We should remember the Lord. Then further Paramatma says, Kavina Ushana Kavi. The term Kavi stands for not the poet, but the learned, the philosopher. The men who know the scriptures very well, the principles of scriptures very well. So they are Kavi. Shukracharya was the foremost of such learned people. He was an expert in the science of reviving the dead. He is known for the science of ethics. Because his virtues and learnings, he has been declared by Lord as the divine glory of Lord. So whatever distinction the striver comes across should be regarded as of imperishable Lord and not of the perishable world. These glories are of imperishable Lord. Okay, further slok number 38, Paramatma says, Dandodamaita amasmi nitirasmi jigishatam maunai chaivasmi guhyanai jnanai jnanavatamaham. I am the authority of those who punish as rulers. Dandodamaita amasmi. I am the righteous. I am the righteousness in those who seek victory. Of seers, I am the silence. And I am wisdom of the wise. Of the secrets, I am the silence. So Paramatma says, Dandodamaita amasmi niti rasmi jigishita maunai chevasmi guhyanam. Guhya is secret. So of all secret things, I am the silence. No, Dandodamaita amasmi. Dandodamaita amasmi. Just and right punishment is necessary for a convict to deter him from sinful behavior, so that he doesn't commit the same sin again, and enable him to follow the right conduct. So just and right punishment. Dando damai tamasmi. Paramatma says, this person who gives danda is me. Dando damai tamasmi. Niti rasmi jigeshita. It is the righteousness by which one gains the victory. You have to do some planning. So righteousness is something which gains you the victory. And again, it is righteousness which makes victory everlasting. So the Lord says, this righteousness is my divine glory. Niti rasmi jigeshatam. Then, maunai chaivasmi guhyanam. Guhya is all secrets. Paramatma says, of all the secrets, silence is the most important. If somebody tells you a secret, the best way to keep that secret with you is to keep silence. The moment you open your mouth, there is a possibility that that secret may slip out of your mouth. So the best way to keep a secret as secret is silence. So Paramatma says, Maunai chaivasmi guhyanam. Maunai chaivasmi guhyanam. Because every person cannot know the feelings of those who keep silent. What I am thinking in my mind, people cannot read, no? So the Lord says, this silence is my divine glory. Maunai chaivasmi guhyana. Jnanai jnanavatamaham. Whatever knowledge or wisdom the wise have, Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. So whatever distinction is perceived anywhere is not personal. If you meet a wise person, don't fall in love with him. It is Paramatma's divine glory. So the striver should always behold the Lord in all these divine glories. So let us proceed with slok number 39. Yachapi sarvabhutanam bijan tadaham Arjuna na tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutai characharam. Arjuna, I am the seed of all beings. There is no creature, animate or inanimate, that can exist without me. So here the Lord gives the gist of all his divine glories by declaring that he is the seed or the cause of this entire animate or inanimate creations of the universe. He himself is the creator as well as the creation. सुनार भी वही है और ornament भी वही है. He is the goldsmith and he is the ornament also. The cause and effect is he only. This declaration about the seed of the universe has come before also in Bhagavad Gita. If you remember Adhyay 7, in Shlok number 10, Paramatma has said, Bijamam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam. And then in Adhyay 9 also, in 18th Shloka, Paramatma said, Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam surut prabhavah pralayasthanan nidhanam bijam avyayam. I am that avyayam, avinashi bij. So all this means that he, the Lord, in spite of remaining the same, manifests himself as the entire universe. And in spite of his manifestation in the form of world, he remains the same. As the seed is the origin of agriculture, that means farming, so is the God. God is the origin of this entire universe. And as we know, from millet, there is production of millet. From wheat, there is production of wheat. Animals, they produce animals. Human beings, they produce human beings. Similarly, from God, only God emanates. That means Lord is revealed in the form of the world. As in ornaments made of gold, there is only gold. Similarly, in the world emanating from God is the manifestation of God only. The world is nothing but God only. From worldly seed, only one type of crop is grown. Different crops have different seeds, isn't it? But God is such a magical seed from whom different types of beings are born. Sarvayonshi kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma madhyare aham bija pradapita. In 14th Adhyaya, Paramatma says this. So Paramatma is such a magical seed. And in spite of giving birth to the entire creation, there is no modification or diminution in Paramatma. He remains the same, intact, no change, no vikar in him. He remains immutable because he is the imperishable seed. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharan surut prabhu pralayasthanan nidhanam bijam avyayam. Avyayam is avinashi, no change in him. And he is the eternal seed. Bijamam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam. So this is how Paramatma is as the magical seed of this all creation of the universe. Then further Paramatma has said, Na tadasti vina yatsan maya bhutai characharam. Na tat asti. In the universe, whatever creatures, animate or inanimate, moving or non-moving, are seen, this cannot exist without the Lord. All of them originate from him only. That is, he is the manifest in all of them. Knowing this fact, the striver should think of Lord alone in whatever he sees or whatever comes to his mind or his intellect. Everything coming to mind, intellect or seen by eyes is nothing but Lord only. So in this Adhyaya, Paramatma has concluded all the vibhutis that he wanted to explain to Arjuna. We have discussed so far 82 vibhutis, divine glories of Lord in this Adhyaya, from Shlok 20 to Shlok 39. His purpose in describing these, Sri Krishna's purpose in describing these vibhutis is not to mention that they are superior or mediocre or inferior. Rather, Lord wants to draw attention of the devotees to the fact that whatever comes to their sight or mind, they should think of God only. This explanation or declaration of God about all moving and unmoving beings of the universe is the revelation of the truth that without God there is no life. Not only life, but there is no world. There is no world at all without God. Nothing animate or inanimate, moving or non-moving, can exist without Him. It is He who is everywhere. God is declaring that He is both the cause and the effect of the universe. He is the creator and He is the creation, both. He makes it and also becomes it. He makes the universe and He also becomes the universe. Cause and effect is He only. And yet, He is the same, never changing. There is no change in Him. The real point to be understood is that Dvait and Advait. Dvait is, I am different, Paramatma is different. Advait is, me and Paramatma are same. So the point here to be understood is Dvait and Advait. God means that He being all and being everywhere, there is no such thing as a second power. So there is no Dvait. Everything is Advait only. Everything is He only. That we need to understand as a striver, as a devotee. Further, slok number 40. Na antosti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa yeshatu deshata prokto vibhuter vistaro maya. Now Shri Krishna will be concluding by announcing that there is no end to His divine glories. Na asti anta, na antosti, na asti anta. There is no end. Parantapa, the harasser of enemies, Arjuna, there is no end to my divine glories. This is only a brief description by me, whatever I have given you so far, of the manifestation of my glories, whatever has been said in this adhyaya. Mama Divyanam Vibhutinam. The divinity is revealed only when the striver thinks of Lord only. Whatever the circumstances he is in, or wherever he is, and he has only goal of God realization, then only he will see Paramatma everywhere. The demigods who are called divine are also eager to behold the Lord, but they cannot. In 11th Adhyaya, when we learn, Paramatma says, Sudurdarshamidam Rupan Drushtavan Siyan Mama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityan Darshana Kankshinaha. They are also Darshana Kankshini. They also have the desire to see Paramatma. Nanto Asti, no Anta Asti. God says, there is no end to the divine glories of mine. In the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā also, the Lord has said that He can count the number of atoms with the passage of time, but He who has created cannot explain His total divine glories, as they have no end. No asti anta, nantosti. The Lord is endless, limitless, and He is beyond time and space. Etaduddeshata prokto vibhotir vistaro maya. The Lord described that a few glories of Him which are relevant to Arjuna and to the human beings at large in this adhyaya. There are other glories. Does it mean that only the glories which are explained in this adhyaya and other adhyaya 7th and 9th are the only glories of Paramatma? No. There are other glories which have not been described. So the principal rule to be followed is whatever attracts the mind of the striver should be regarded as Lord's divine glory. Whether it has been described here or not, that does not matter. But you should think of Lord only. The purpose of this Adhyaya Vibhuti Yoga in describing the divine glories of the Lord is that the striver may get rid of notion of existence of world and the value of world and the availability of the world. You should get rid of all this and may realize the mantra Vasudevam Sarva Iti. Everything is Vasudeva only. The divine manifestation of Brahma are bound to be endless because of this expanding universe. His creation is also endless. Yet God is much more than this universe. That means, this universe being his manifestation, one should try to see God in all objects. As we know from Bhagavad Purana also, God says that the vast number of galaxies that he is creating, they are so huge that it may be possible to count the atoms of the world, but cannot count the galaxies, his divine glories. Had the great physicist Hubble would have read this declaration of Lord Krishna, would have felt delighted and enlightened. Hubble was the person who first invented the telescope in 1929, which enabled the astronomer to know the expanding universe. Now the modern day telescopes have much more than that 1929 telescope. But that was the first time in 1929 when this expanding universe was first visualized by the physicist to the world, and the attachment to it causes bondage to the man. The focus should change from creation to the creator. Though both are God only, but our focus generally is on creation only, and we forget the creator. Paramatma says, whenever you see the creation, the purpose of creation is to remember the creator. So you should remember the God. Next, Shlok 41. Yadyad vibhutimats-sattvam Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā va tattadevāvagacchhatvam mama tejonsha-sambhavam. In 18th shloka of this adhyaya, Arjuna had requested Sri Krishna to describe his glories and power of yoga. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhunti cha janardana. He had requested in 18th shloka. Every such thing that is glorious, brilliant, or powerful, know that to be a manifestation of a spark of my splendor, Paramatma says. So, Shlok 40 and 41, Sri Krishna gives the message of this whole chapter in these two shlokas. Whatever we see selflessness or forgiveness, wherever we see someone suffering, rather than somebody bringing sufferings to others, we can be sure that Lord is present there. So to see the God, we don't need to look some physical or psychical manifestations. Patience and forgiveness are not just moral qualities, but forces for unity that are latent in all of us. All of us have these attributes of patience and forgiveness. Like physical forces, these spiritual forces are also universe. It is not only human beings that respond to the patience or to the forgiveness. The animals also respond to patience and forgiveness. We have many stories where the saint scolds an animal like a violent bull or a dog, and they give up their violence. They also get the message. Patience and forgiveness have the reach to the animals as well. Okay, let us go to the last shloka of this adhyaya now. Adhava bahunetena kinyatena tava Arjuna vishtabhyaham ekanshena sthito jagat. Ekanshena sthito jagat. Very interesting. Paramatma says, but Arjuna, what use it is for you to know all this? I want to put in details. Just remember that I am sitting here in front of you, driving your chariot. Look at me. That is enough. Why do you want to know all these details? Look at me, sitting just next to you, close to you. So just remember that I support the entire cosmos with only a fragment of my being. Ekanshena sthito jagat. Ekansha. One small fragment of mine. I'm holding this entire cosmos. This entire universe. See, out of love for Arjuna, Shri Krishna has patiently listed some of the ways his presence is manifested throughout this creation of the universe. Using the example of ancient sages, Kapil, Vedavyas, all these, and modern householders also, or mythological creatures also, and even the grammatical compound, word compound, Dvandva Samasikasya, we saw that. The Lord has told us that He is in every creature and in every activity. In whatever reveals perfection, beauty, awareness of unity, He is present. But now, having played the part of professor and satisfied Arjuna's desire of knowledge, Shri Krishna warns him not to get lost in endless list and categories of these vibhutis. It is enough if we know that Lord exists and that His unifying force holds together the billions of galaxies throughout the cosmos with their countless forms of life. Shruti in Vedas, it says that only one part of Brahma is Saguna, visible, and 3 parts of Brahma are Nirguna, non-visible. Only Saguna part of the Brahma is realizable by the Dvaita seekers. The Nirguna Brahma is not realizable easily. So what we are discussing is only the Saguna Brahma. Nirguna Brahma, we have not explored so far. In this talk, God is revealing the great secret and a great truth that the vastness of God is an unimaginable immensity. This vast expanding universe is a mere small bit of His great vast unmanifest reality, which He supports with a mere small part of His wondrous self, Ekamshena Sthito Jagat. This God is indicating that a simple shortcut to avoid these multiple marvels and countless wonders, to concentrate on so many vibhutis and looking at the wonders in the world, Paramatma says, concentrate on their source. Why do you concentrate on all those? Concentrate on their source, the God alone, who reveals Himself with divine generosity through a sincere seeker. The seeker always should concentrate on God only. God has explained that His divine manifestations to the world to inspire the seekers to reinforce their devotion and faith in God, which is the sole ultimate reality and the only means to attain salvation. But while explaining all these vibhutis and saying to Arjuna that Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat, I am holding the entire cosmos in small fragment of myself, probably Shri Krishna did not realize that this last shloka will awaken a desire in the mind of Arjuna to behold that cosmic form of Lord where He is holding all these divine glories in small fragment of Him. Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. So this last shloka has awakened a desire in the mind of Arjuna to see Shri Krishna's Vishwaroop. And in 11th Adhyaya, it is started with this request from Arjuna only, that in the 10th Adhyaya you have said about so many vibhutis and Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. Now Lord Krishna, can I see that Vishwaroop of yours where you are holding all these glories in one fragment of yours? So how that roop will be, which is holding all these glories described in this Adhyaya and elsewhere in Geeta, how that Vishwaroop will be looking like, where Paramatma is holding this all divine glories in a small fragment of Him. So definitely the curiosity in Arjuna's mind, he can understand. And that will be the beginning of 11th Adhyaya, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. This is the end of 10th Adhyaya, Vibhuti Yoga. Now the forum is open for you to raise your questions. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna, for this such a beautiful, enlightening interpretation. Now, sadhakas, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. You can raise your hand if you have any questions. Nirmala ji.
Jai Sri Krishna, sir.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Sir, can I say in Telugu?
Telugu, sorry, I don't understand
Okay,
Telugu.
sir. Okay, no problem. Just I want
You
the
can speak in
difference
Hindi if you
between
want.
Sarpa and Naga, sir. I want the difference between the Sarpas and Aswat. Vasiki Matta Sarpanam, Anantaschasmi Naganam and different head. That I want the difference, sir. I know.
Yeah, it is believed that Sarpa Loka is on the land. Sarpa
Okay,
are the creatures, they live on land, and Nagaloka is below water.
Okay. हाँ.
Nagas below water and
Mhm.
Sarpas are on the land. That is the difference.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mahesh Bhaiya. Yes, you can try unmuting now. Mahesh Prasad Bhaiya.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी, जय श्री कृष्ण भैया.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I want to ask, what is the exact meaning of the divine glory? That is the Dvandva Samas, and the Samas, that is a Hindi Vyakaran word.
Yes.
So is it just like that one, or is having some different spiritual meaning, or it is exactly the say verbal
See,
meaning that is existing
right.
in the
Yes.
Vyakaran?
Yeah. We discussed 4 types of samas in Vyakaran. Ave, Bhav, and Brahuvi, and all that. Okay. So all those
Yes.
samas which we discussed, remaining 3 other than Dvandva, were such that they were treating one word as more important than the second word. Either first word is important or second word is important. The 2 words come together and some third meaning is drawn out of that combination. But Paramatma's message in Bhagavad Gita is Samatmai Yoga Uchyate. We should have the thinking of equanimity. We should not think of somebody good, somebody bad. We are all equal. So that's why Paramatma is giving that an indication, which is spiritual indication, Dvandva Samas, which treats all words, both the words coming together in equanimity. Ram, Sita, both are equanimity. Dal, roti, both are important. Desh, Videsh, both are important. So Paramatma's message is spiritual, as you rightly mentioned, and the message is Samatmai Yoga Uchyate. You should have equanimity. Equanimity in thoughts, equanimity in action.
Exactly. So my second question. Yes. My second question. There's some contradiction. There's a Kal and Mahakal. So Mahakal is equivalent to Lord Shiva. So
No. Mahakal is the destroyer. Mahakal is, he takes that Mahakal roop when the Pralaya takes place. Mahakal is the destroyer. And Kal is the counting of time.
counting of the time. Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Karanjkar Didi, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
One slok before that, my internet was gone at that time. Actually, I couldn't understood the 3 types of debates. Second type, I could understand that only to oppose the others. There was no logic. But first and third type, I don't understand that.
Okay, let us read that. Which of the slokas?
30 second.
30 seconds.
One slok before, yeah.
30 seconds. Okay, we'll go through it. Give me a moment. Let me take out the book. 30 second sloka.
30 second, yeah.
Ah.
Vada pravadatamaham.
Vada pravadamam. See, the first the type of debate was supporting one points and opposing the other's point. Support one and oppose others. Take one stand and then oppose the second person's stand. That is one. The second is only to oppose others. Whatever somebody is saying, keep opposing it. If she is saying something, oppose him. If another person is saying, opposing him also. Only opposition. Only opposition. Not supporting anybody. Only opposition.
Yeah.
And third is brushing all these prejudices aside and debating on the reasoning, logic. So these 3 types of debates are there. Paramatma's this logical debate, Vada Pravadamaham. That logical debate is my vibhuti.
Right. Third one, that means.
Third one, yeah. Third one is my vibhuti.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Lalita ji. Lalita ji, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, please ask your question.
जय श्री कृष्ण भाई दीदी.
जय श्री
कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण. मेरा एक जनरल क्वेश्चन है. दूसरों के कपड़े पहनते ना तो शनि आता है क्या? एक पहला क्वेश्चन। और मेरी लड़की है, वो हमारी जेठानी की लड़की के कपड़े पहनती रहती है, तो मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा आता है। कितनी बार कहती हूँ मत पहनो, बोल तो सुनती नहीं, वो पहनती रहती है। मेरे को हर टाइम बहुत गुस्सा आता है, वो कभी भी कंट्रोल नहीं होता मेरे को गुस्सा। वो उसके लिए अभी मैं कैसा करना? ये 2 क्वेश्चन है।
See, the cloth per se has no problem. Cloth is pure. Cloth has no problem. But when somebody is wearing it, his thoughts, his vikar, his kamanas, they get absorbed in whatever are the surroundings of that person. So whatever is used by that person, whether it is clothes or whether it is bed or whether it is chair, they get slightly polluted because of the thoughts or kamanas involved in the mind of that person. That is the belief we have. That's why we say that when we are taking food and if somebody comes, we ask him to wait outside. Because if we are taking food and he may have that kamana desire in his mind that why I don't have this kind of food. So that affects our way of eating. And it creates some kind of badness in our eating. So that's why it is advisable not to use somebody else's things because it has been used by a person who has different kamanas, different vikars. So why to use that? It may get into us. It may get into us. That is the belief we have. So better to keep away from that. Tell your daughter this way, that if you are using that, would you like to get the habits, bad habits of that person in you? Why don't you create your own good habits and use your own things? Using somebody else's thing, you may get if affected by the bad habits of that person, by the bad desires, by the bad lust, kamanas of that person. So do away with this. Don't do it. It is always advisable to use it.
गोल्ड को भी यही ऐसा ही रहता है कि गोल्ड दूसरे के भी नहीं पहन।
Yeah, gold is the more dangerous because in gold तो कामना बनी रहती है. If you are using somebody's gold ornament, that person will be always having that feeling. No, ये मेरा गहना पहन रहे हैं आप. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. So that sentiment will always remain.
Okay.
It's not going to help you in any way.
ओके। फिर मैं कैसा ऐसा, मेरी लड़की मेरी बात नहीं सुनती, मैं कितने बार कहा है उसको, शनि आता है नहीं पहनना, बोल तो वो जरूर उसके कपड़े पहनती है। तो मैं क्या कैसा कहूँ उसको?
तो जिनके कपड़े पहनते हैं ना उनको बताइए आप कि आप आपके कपड़े इनको मत दीजिए, ये अच्छा नहीं है. If the girl is not listening, then you tell the source that don't do it. Probably she may listen to you. But try to avoid because it may have some effect.
अच्छा. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Santosh Bhaiya, you can ask.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya. I have 2 questions. If you can repeat the importance of Margashirsh month, what you say is important. And the second is that the Dvait and Advait. So there is no Dvait. So it looks like the good creation and the bad creations both are happening by the thought of God. And people may justify that the wrongdoings are also part of it. They can attribute that to not their own thing, their own person or themselves, but to the God. So how do we really understand that Advait bit more? If you can explain a little bit,
Okay, first the Margashirsha Maina. Masana Margashirshoham. Of all the 12 months of our calendar, Sanatan Hindu calendar, I am the Margashirsha month. Because during Mahabharata time, Margashirsha used to be the first month of our calendar. Later on it got changed. But Margashirsha is the month when the farmers do cutting of their crops and making the food grains available to the public at large. So this being the important month wherein the farmers are happy cutting their crops and giving it to the people, Paramatma says, this is my divine glory. Because the crops it supplies food to the people and that is harvested in the month of Margashirsha. Also the religious sacrifice Yajna is also performed when this newly harvested crop is there. That's why this month is considered as a holy month.
Okay.
Whatever sattvic karma you do during this month, it is said that your virtues get multiplied many times than what you do in other months. That is the glory of this month, because this Paramatma says this is my glory. Margashirs month is me. That's why we conducted the Gita Parayan in Margashirs month during Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti also comes in this month. So Datta Jayanti also comes in this month. So Paramatma says this is my glory.
Yeah.
That is the importance of Margashirs month. What was the second question?
The Dvait and Advait. So you
Ah.
said there is no Dvait really. Everything
Ah.
is Advait. So creation
Because-
and creator
because
is
if the
also
cause and
attributed to
effect is
God. Yeah.
same, when the cause and effect is same, then there is no third thing remaining, no? When the creator and creation is same, where is the question of getting something else than that? We are the creations of Paramatma. And if Paramatma is the creator and we are the creation, and creator and creation are both same, then it is Advait only. There is the question of Dvait. The
But then
world is Paramatma, and the creator of world is also Paramatma. The cosmos created by Paramatma, and the cosmos itself is also Paramatma. So
But
that
wrong by wrongdoings, what is created by people, then how do we understand it? Yeah.
That is because Paramatma has created human beings, has given them two freedom. One is whatever way they want to think, thinking freedom they have. Then karma freedom they have. Paramatma expects that whatever Sharir, Indriya, Man and Buddhi has been given to us, that is for attaining him, not for sense gratification, or not getting coming back to this cycle of birth and death again and again, life after life. It is for attaining him. But the freedom is given to us. We misuse that freedom, and then we keep committing papa karma, sinful acts, which puts us under bondage. And then we have to face the consequences. Paramatma is giving us good message. He loves us, all of us. He expects all of us to go the way he is wanting us to go. But we don't listen to him. We are arrogant. We listen to Gita, but when it comes to doing karma, we forget Gita. That is our mistake or Paramatma's mistake. He has done his job of telling you what is good and what is bad. Choice is yours. You want to do good, this is what is going to happen. If you do bad, this is what is going to happen. All the consequences have been explained wonderfully well in Bhagavad Gita. What happens if you work sattvic karma, what you do when you do rajasic karma, or what will happen when you do tamasic karma. All consequences have been wonderfully explained. And the choice is also given to us. You decide what you want to do. Paramatma doesn't force us on anything. Mato Mada. Many shlokas Paramatma says, this is my opinion. My opinion. It doesn't force us to do anything. He's expressing his opinion and telling us what is in your interest. Whether to follow it or not, choice is yours. Choice is yours. So that's why all bad things are happening in the world because of us, not because of Paramatma. We are misusing his freedom given to us.
Yeah, thank you, Vaya. Beautiful explain. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions, please?
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna. Sorry for that.
Jai Shri Krishna, Geeta ji.
My question was basically on the same lines because of Dyuta Chaletasmi, Chaletamasmi, and Tejas. Basically, the Sattva, essence of everything is Paramatma. Whether it is Sattva Gun or Tamo Gun, if one has, that is again from Paramatma. When we say Dvaita, Advaita philosophy. So basically is, bad, good, everything necessary for if the summer is too harsh, we will say, curse summer. Why is it so harsh? But it is necessary. But same way, if it is, the Margashira, the rainy season is important, but it is necessary for the existence, different seasons. Like that, even if in goodness and badness, is it necessary to balance? How?
See, you imagine if the entire population of the world, which is say 800 crores by now, if everybody starts behaving the same way, if everybody's nature is same, this world will become totally monotonous, damn boring. If all of us have the same nature, same feelings, same sentiments, same behavior, same action, same karma, this will be a madhouse. That's why Paramatma has given us freedom with a good purpose. That I give you freedom. You keep interacting with each other, but with good intentions. If he fits a chip in our mind that everybody should think this way only, full stop, then we become robots. We want to live the life of robots? No. We want to have freedom of thinking, isn't it? You may think one way about a particular man or particular woman or particular situations or particular event. I may have different opinions about it. So that freedom is our enjoyment in life. 10 people come together and they express 10 opinions. Wonderful. If all of them speak the same word, same language, same sentence, everyone will get bored, no? Isn't it? So that freedom is given to us, but we misuse the freedom. That is the problem. Paramatma doesn't want to make a robo world of this universe. That's why human beings are unique, the unique species, wherein the freedom is to us. Now, whether we use or misuse is up to us.
Another doubt, like I had in my mind for some time, but which I remembered when the previous sadhaka asked, like after death in the house, people dispose of all the immediate things, the cloth or whatever was like, but gold they never dispose. So how is that if it is to be disposed, how we can keep
Clothes are not costly, gold is very expensive. So that's why they cannot dispose of the gold.
Yeah.
On the contrary, what happens is the gold ornaments are passed on to the next generation, saying that
Exactly.
ये प्रसाद है, हमारे घर का प्रसाद है, ये हमारे दादी ने दिया है, दादा ने दिया है, all that.
So
that is because of our own attachment with the material things.
Is the cleaning part immediately so important, or like the general was my question.
Yeah, if you really have feelings for your dada dadi, you should donate everything for some social cause. Everything is earned by them, goes with them. But how many of us can have that kind of courage?
The cleaning, is it ritualistic cleaning? What is done? How important is it?
Cleaning of what?
The surrounding house, immediately the washing or whatever.
That is important. That is very important, because to continue spiritual sadhana, we need to be fit and fine. If you want to be physically fit and fine, our environment has to be clean. If
Cleaning
we allow
after one's passing, cleaning after one's passing in the house.
Cleaning is passing. Yes. See, normally people say that after somebody passes, you should not even hang his photo in the house.
That's what I have heard. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you are troubling that soul by constantly remembering him and constantly crying for him. You are troubling him, nothing else. He may be enjoying in his new life. He has already got a new, fresh body. He has got new acquaintances. He wants to enjoy his new life. He has discarded his old, perished body. But you are troubling him by making him remind that, oh, you should remember me also. I was your son last time. I was your daughter in your last life. So why to trouble departed souls? That's why there is a strong belief that you should not keep troubling the departed souls time and again. On their annual day, you remember, perform your rituals the way you want and forget about it. Don't trouble them every now and then in your memories also. They have done good for you, you have done good for them, but relationship was only for this life. Next life, you will have different set of parents or different set of relatives. He already is having different set of relatives and parents. So that relationship has ended already. But we should be able to accept this and then put a full stop to that. Otherwise, these attachments will take us nowhere. When they are alive, we are attached to them. When they are dead, we are attached to it. Then what is the life? When we will get detached from attachments? The purpose of Gita is to get detached from the living beings also. And if we are getting attached to the deads also, then we are not learning Gita. Attachment is not recommended. Love is recommended, not attachment. Sri Krishna loved everybody. He loved Radha. He loved gopis. He loved his shepherd boys. He loved Yashoda. But he did not get attached with anyone of them. He left them and he left them. He left Yashoda. He never went back. He left Radha. Never went back to Radha. That should be the way to love. Detached.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Kunjaji, Kunjadidi, you can ask your question. Ramchandran Bhaiya, I'm asking you to unmute. Please unmute yourself. Next, you can ask. Yes, Ji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I wanted to know that what to do with the old clothes of the babies. Like suppose the baby is now grown up. So he is 10 years old, 8 years old. So what to do with his old clothes? Like when he was wearing 5 years old or 6 years old or the old, what to do with it? I mean, what is the better use?
Give it to your maid servant or give it to some another ashram.
Okay, means there is no like this na ki there any your positivity is going on by that. There is no such things, na?
You are passing on your good things to them, so why your positivity will go? In fact, you should gain positivity by helping others in need. Or if you are helping some orphan boys or girls, it should give you some sattvic good feeling in your mind that you have done some good.
Yeah.
So you should always donate it. Don't sell it, donate it.
Okay. Means somewhere I heard actually that they were saying that if you have to donate, then try to donate the new ones, not the old ones. So
No, some people can accept the, see the our babies, they keep growing every 2 months. So the clothes are
yeah,
not torn out and worn out clothes.
yeah,
They are reusable.
exactly.
They
Yeah.
are quite reusable. Isn't it?
Okay.
So nothing wrong in giving such new clothes which are reusable.
Ji. Thank you.
Ramchandran Bhaiya, you can ask your question.
Yes, Shri Krishna, I think you answered the question. I had also the same thing. Because I want to donate my many clothes tomorrow to the School of Design. So I thought any of my bad characters should not go to them. So I said whether I should do it or whether I should wash it and give it, or this may not be part of the chapter, but I'm sorry.
See, I tell you my case. When my father passed away, we collected all his clothes, which were well ironed, clean clothes. We put it in a bag and gave it to one old age ashram, where people come, where their sons or daughters, they don't take care of them, and they are in dire need of clothes. So if you are giving them some good reusable clothes, they will profusely thank you. And we are doing it without any return or reward expectations.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're doing it in the memory of our father or whatever relative. Their soul also will get happy that yes, we have done something good. We are not misused. So it is always a good idea to donate. Something which is reusable, of course.
Yes.
Something which we don't like, that if we donate, then that is not the message of Gita. Something which is usable, we like it also, we love it also, but still we donate it. That speaks about our sattvic bhav when we are donating that with good cause.
Yes, that's what I wanted a clarification. Yes, Krishna.
Yes,
Darshan Bhaiya.
Yes, I just want to ask regarding the soul, which is left after leaving the body.
Yeah.
Krishna Paramatma stored in the Atma, same. He is also in the form of Atma in somebody's body.
Yeah.
And when we say, suppose they are somewhat emancipated soul and they have realized and they have left the body at that stage, they would have reached Krishna's abode.
Yeah.
At that time, we can treat them as almost equivalent to Krishna, keep their pictures and show respect and worship to them.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can
See,
we visit?
See,
that's
there are
what I'm telling, because you are telling
two possible destinations of our soul. The final destination is getting merged with Paramatma. We and Paramatma become one. That is the final destination of the soul. But till that happens, when our soul keeps occupying different bodies in different lives, it keeps coming back forth in this cycle of birth and death with the expectation. Paramatma expects that every birth, if it is given of human beings based on our karmas, we will properly use that birth and attain him. Because attaining him is the expectation of Paramatma, that we should attain him. But if we do something wrong...
What I'm telling, suppose your dear one, you say your wife has passed away, and definitely she lived a very pious life and devoted to Krishna and did all those things. When you think that she has reached the Lord Krishna's feet, then you can consider her as one of the liberated soul, and you can keep her picture in a home and treat her as your this thing,
but then if you have that sentiment for the departed soul, then whenever you see the picture of Krishna, you can remember your wife or whosoever that relative is. If she has become Krishna, she has become a part of Krishna, then what we have to remember is Krishna. We have to remember the Lord.
I see.
In Bhuti Yoga, we understand.
Yes. Yes.
Because finally everybody is merging into him. So whenever we are, now your wife is, if you are saying that she has attained Krishna, then she has become Paramatma's Vibhuti already. So we have to remember Lord, as we have discussed in Vibhuti Yoga. Whenever we discuss about Lord, Vibhuti or any Sattvic karma.
That's the way I also think. Whenever we think of wife, we think of Krishna. Exactly. Yes, that is that. Okay.
Perfect.
It's a good. Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yes, Bhaiya. I think that's it for today. Thank you once again, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for enlightening and insightful speech. And your interpretation have truly shed light on divine manifestation described in this chapter. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you.
Yes. Now we have Mamtaji. Mamtaji will take up the prayer. She is from Balangir, Odisha. And she's from Geeta Pariwar. She's in Geeta Pariwar since 2022. Serving as a Sevi in as a trainer for level 4 and trainer of Vishnu Sahasranama as well. Yes, Mamta Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Sabko Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Veeram Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, all the sadhakas for attending, and thank you tech team for making this event such a great success. Thank you all once again, and please do attend the Hanuman Chalisa and before you log in. Jai Shri Krishna.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद संपद सहित अहिंसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कभी को बित कही सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय